the prompt challenge, y'all. This month's theme was appetite. And I have to say, I'm nicely contently full after mastering these clips. Luke and Mayumi, do you want to come up and just say a couple of words before we get rolling here? Oh yeah, right, because you got a thing that's after. Let's go ahead and roll this puppy, okay?
Hey, you've had a hard life. And honestly, dying didn't really fix that, did it? Still choking down that processed cortex from the mini-mart? Gangrene at that place on Fifth? A teenager's brain so screen-rotted you can taste the TikTok. And don't even get me started on the supply chain issue. Well, drag yourself over to Little Bites, where every brain is farm-fresh, free-range, and never, I mean never, screen-fed. Our signature dish, the Little Genius, free-range, pasture-raised, fed nothing but organic books and classical music. You can taste the smart. Little Bites. Because you deserve better than what's left on the streets. And hey, bring the kids. Every 10th brain is free with your little loyalty score.
Little bites, where the minds are always fresh. Little bites, they're the best of all the
Epistemological axioms fracture, synaptic maps dissolving into static. This cognition algorithm fails to parse. Witness entropy's crushing final harvest. The void becomes all that is left. All that is left!
Oh, like you've never eaten your feelings away.
Good evening and welcome to The Goat. Proudly rated 3 whole stars by the Michelin Guide. I'm Lambert, your server. Totally alarmed. How are you fine folks break bread this evening?
I am absolutely hungry as a bear tonight, Laura, but I could literally eat a horse. No offense, Gerald.
None taken, partner. Sounds like you got hollow legs. Waiter, I don't have everything on the left and right side of the menu. Wouldn't want to eat like a bird, am I right, Bernard?
Normally I'm rubbing on empty to keep you light as a feather, but I guess I'll bite the bullet and pig out tonight. I'll have a murder's banquet for yous.
Take a bite, take a bite, bite, take a bite, take a bite, take a bite. They wanna take a bite, bite, bite. Hey, weirdos! I'm the neural nibbler, and I'm gonna eat all your brains!
Here we go. Oh, that's so good. Fast mode. Watch this. Slurp. Hot. Was it worth it? Another one. Wow. Last handful. Yep. Still amazing. I'm not slowing down. Turbo mode. Straight from the pot. Best way. Meetings can wait. Nothing like noodles with a view. No fork? Nope.
It began with a hunger, a quiet ache for something more. It reached for the rain. It reached for the sun. It grew, not to keep, but to give.
Welcome to Grub's Cantina, the only restaurant in Galaxy that offers dishes with genuine, authentic human flavor. The dishes are divine. How do you know it's good, you ask? The reviews! We have glowing 5-star reviews from a range of dedicated customers. Here's to show a few. The most authentically human thing I've ever tasted. Most authentic human experience on the moon. Guaranteed! I am an actual human. I want to be clear about that. Humans are always welcome at Grubs. Always. All ingredients consistent with declared contents. Case closed. Consistent with declared contents. Yes, that is correct. Everything is declared. So come try our famous long-simmered pork special. Guaranteed delicious. Guaranteed authentic human flavor. 5 stars, no further questions.
Tiny Ghost Studios.
Long ago, a fisherman named Jaya cast his net beyond the reef, where the gods were said to move beneath the sea.
Let me go, and the sea will remember your restraint.
He fed her, cared for her, and told himself he had done no wrong, and indeed his life grew rich. But the more tightly Jaya held his blessing, the more the world beyond his walls began to change.
Your hunger was never for food. It was for possession. You have doomed your village.
I have made my village suffer for my selfishness. I must return her to the ocean.
The village was saved. A starving belly can be filled. An unchecked appetite can swallow the world.
Nicely done, everybody. That was amazing. Come on up, Luke and Mayumi. And everybody who was a part of the prompt challenge, please come up onto the stage. We want to see who made these amazing works. Thank you so much. Let me unmute you. Luke, sir. Your call is important to us. Please stand by. Okay, you're good to go.
Hello, hello. All right, well, everybody's coming up. I just wanted to, should I talk about the film thing now?
Let's do that while we gather everybody around.
Okay, so about half of these maybe were done by people that were part of our animation accelerator program. So just a little bit about me and Mayumi. We run Tiny Ghost Studios, and we started out as a game studio, and actually, just because of the way the industry's gone, we pivoted to AI animation. We have a background in animation as well, and recently we pivoted, and that's been a really good thing. It was mostly out of survival, honestly, because as many of you know and are here and experiencing, the animation industry is really struggling, and games industry is really struggling. And so, out of necessity, we pivoted to AI animation, and we've been finding it's very challenging still, but it's also been a really interesting thing. So we wanted to share, when I say really interesting thing, it's been something that's been putting food on the table, which is really amazing. But it's also a weird thing because it's such a nascent industry and it makes no sense. Expectations are all over the place. Regardless, what we have found some success, and we put together this animation accelerator program to basically help other people that are in the industry or interested in getting into the industry to be part of the industry and kind of give some of help with some of the success that we've had. So so maybe we'll start with the people that have actually been part of the accelerator. And
that'd be great. You want to point them out?
Yeah. Jen, do you want to start?
Yes, I am standing in front.
So this is Jen, and can you just tell us a little bit about your background, where you're coming from, and you have some experience in film, and the one big thing that you kind of learned in the accelerator program.
Hi, my name is Jen. My background is in film. I went to Emily Carr and I got a degree in film and screen arts, and I've also been a stunt performer in film for around 13 years. The animation accelerator course was really fun. I think the biggest takeaway for me was how important the story aspect or storytelling aspect of the short was, and managing time, because I think one thing I struggled with was trying to put too much into the short that I made. It was the Grub's Cantina one.
Awesome.
Thank you. I think I learned a lot in the process, but I definitely crammed a little bit too much into trying to fit it into a minute. I think if I were to do it again, I would simplify the idea, and so that instead of 3 reviews, I would make it so that it's a more streamlined story, so that it had one punchline. But it was a fun process, and Luke is very knowledgeable in not just AI, but also storytelling and a lot of other tools that you can use in conjunction with AI to make it so that your work process is very streamlined and works well together. I highly recommend it.
Awesome, thank you so much. Great. Next, I guess, let's see. Anna, can you say a couple things? Just tell us a little bit about what your background is. I know you have some experience also doing animation. And what was the biggest takeaway for you in the film accelerator program?
Thank you. My name is Anna. I work like a motion designer and create ads for social media. Usually don't like everybody's ads in social media, but this course was really interesting. Luca gives so many tips what important for creating, and for me the most interesting was remember about flexible. When you're stuck and AI not working like you imagine, what exactly what you want, you not need to stop and be flexible, create something new, find new idea, find new way, not stuck, and move away.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah. One of
loved
the things,
your piece, by the way.
Yeah.
Loved your piece. So good.
Anna's was the one with all the animals that were at the Cozy Creature Cafe or something. Yeah.
So fun.
Yeah, one of the things I kept saying, it's all about adaptive storytelling. It's a very different paradigm than traditional. I've been doing animation for 30 years now, and directing for almost 20 years now. So it's a very big paradigm shift. And actually, before we go to the next person, I just wanted to say, what's been interesting is to see some people who have had who have backgrounds in animation or film and stuff, who have actually been really struggling with the paradigm shift, and that's been honestly keeping them back. And then there's other people like Robin who did the zombie one, which was unbelievable.
So good too.
That was the first time he's ever done any kind of film.
Wow.
And so that was just really, some people just like and he's been doing a lot of AI. So I think there's something about that adaptive aspect where if you're even AI native and you get a little bit of like how, like what Anna was talking about, the adaptiveness, being able to like, okay, well, that's not working. The model is struggling with doing this specific thing. How am I going to tell the story otherwise, in another way that the model will accept? So that was really interesting. And Jeremy, did you want to say anything? Yeah. Jeremy, was there other anybody else from the course here that I missed?
Josh.
Josh. Yeah, Josh. Why don't you you can use mine.
Yeah, hi everyone. My name is Josh.
A little bit about your background and one thing that stood out.
Yes.
In the course.
So my background, I graduated a year and a half ago from a music program. I was studying at Capilano doing some jazz music, and worked in sound for a bit, and then thought I'd wet my toes a bit in AI. So I guess the biggest thing I learned coming from a sound background and I basically learning animation from scratch and all the directorial terms like dolly zoom and all those camera movements. I think that was a learning curve for me, and also it takes a long time. I didn't know that.
And yet so much less time than traditional animation. Oh my God. Thank you. So Josh's was the one that kind of looked like Wallace and Gromit. It was the crow and the horse and the lamb that was there. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome. Thanks, Jer.
Hey. So I took the course, and my motivations were a little bit different from the other people because I'm already familiar with a lot of technical stuff. I'm one of those people who creates the tools that are used for making the creative content. And so I wanted to see what some of the other studios are doing and what their process is. And so it was very interesting to see that, and some of the things that worked great and some of the things that didn't work great. And so it really pushed me to try some things outside of my own sphere of things that I produce, and gave me a lot of ideas for more things I want to do. It's more inspirational to me.
Nice. Yeah, and we'll see Jer's next meetup. I'm hoping to. It's wild. We saw a little bit ahead of time, and it's a work in progress, but it's gonna be great too. All right. I guess we can just go to people that also have had. I'm gonna hand it to Arno.
Thanks, Luke.
Great. Go ahead.
I actually enjoyed listening to your talk earlier, Kevin, because you brought up cling and motion control.
Yes.
So I thought, with every challenge, which I love, and I can see why this is a big hit for this group, I thought, what can I do that's new for me? And the motion control was where I went.
Cool.
I did the short music video about Take a Bite, and there's a part there where I used my face to animate her face. It seemed to put my wrinkles in there and other things I didn't want, but it was a little bit disappointing because it seems like it's very still, and because music videos are a lot of movement, I ended up using lip sync for the rest of it. Anyway, wanted to tell you that I was experimenting with that. And
Very cool.
I'm very curious if anyone else has experimented with motion control about how you can get camera movement at the same time, because that seems to be the limit right now.
Yeah,
it's all static, isn't it?
In a sense, yeah. So there's a hack around that. What I've done a couple of times when I needed something like really dynamic is I will like cut the head for my facial performance, and then I will do another performance like body, and literally track the head on that body performance and paste the head on top of it and do just like the dirtiest composite ever. So you get the best of both worlds.
I'm happy with that. Do you get the camera movement as well then?
Well, if you're doing a camera move, so you do your camera move as you're doing your body take at the same time.
Thanks.
So, yeah.
Kevin, I'll give it a try. Next one you'll see disembodied heads perhaps. Last thing I'll say, the other part about Kling is it has, like so many of them now, multi-shot. So I really took advantage of that. In the part where you see all those world leaders feasting on the world, all I did was run the same prompts, 15 seconds, multi-shot, and go, I like that, I like that,
Perfect.
I like that. And it was a bit stunning because I had spent the time building the characters. And it's the other thing about this, this was my third concept before I landed on it. You build the characters, train it, execute, and then in part you can sit back and pick the best out of it. So
it's a take generator. That's awesome. That's awesome, man. Thanks, Arno. 3 for 3, by the way, in prompt challenges that Arno has shown up in.
Yeah, very
consistently. Super cool.
Hi, my name is Jai, and I did the Fisherman's Appetite. I feel like it was not exactly where I wanted the story to end up, but I think, as you say, it's a very adaptive process. It's kind of like you're trying to get it to move in a certain way, and it doesn't quite get there. But I feel like, the tools that I was able to use, and is it there? Oh, there we go.
Good.
Yeah. I was using 11 Labs for the music and the sound effects. I was using Premiere to assemble. I was using LTX 2.3 for the video generation, Gemini for the character generation, like a lot of different tools together. And I think that was the kind of pipeline figuring out, like the workflow and trying to figure that out. And I feel a little bit more confident with that. So I'm really looking forward to the next prompt. And seeing how I can bring more of those tools together. And then I have been trying Dance just even today, and it's so much better, just so much more, especially with some of the new tools that abilities that it has. So I'm really excited about that as well. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, sir.
Hi, I'm Michel Leblanc, and I come from a... Is it going in and out? Yeah. Try this one. Is this better? Is this consistent? Yeah, I think so.
Batteries
I can
may be
actually hear
dying on that
myself.
one.
And
Thank you.
I'm not fading here. Yeah, so I come from a tech coding background. I've done sales in the past, but now I'm playing around with all things AI, including the animation. And I did the... Monster Brain. Yeah, the Monster Brain. It has... What is it? It's the AI funk heavy metal one. I did that one, and I had a lot of fun with it. I just used exclusively Google tools on this one, and I started out with a storyboard type concept. And I kind of like that cartoon from the 1970s kind of look, so I just ran with it. I know it's not the most photorealistic one.
I was going to say, there's some solid heavy metal references in there. Yeah, absolutely. The magazine.
I used a Nano Banana for that one to generate the music. I know I could have gone over it a few more times to polish it up, but time was starting to run out, and I was happy enough with it. I'm happy enough with what came out. That was done exclusively with Google technology, so I'm kind of looking forward to exploring some of the other AIs. I used Grok last time. This time I used VEO 3.1 generate.
Very, very nice.
Actually, just before we move on, I would love to just ask everybody approximately how many hours it took for you guys to produce your thing.
To be honest, I don't really remember. We had 1 week, so like from our first class to our second class in the animation accelerator course, I just tried to put in hours whenever I could. Sorry, that's not the best answer.
But 1 week for full animation, which is crazy if you are in animation.
Absolutely.
How long it actually takes.
Yeah, if I had to guess, I would say 18 to 20 or so, spread it over 2 days, I think.
Awesome.
Yeah, I spent a lot of time on the different concepts first. I find myself not touching the computer whatsoever and just visualizing. So I don't know how much of that time is. It's probably a third. But I do recall the first night finally getting behind the computer, 9 at night till 5 in the morning. Couldn't stop. So I think about 12 hours of actual on the computer work, and who knows how much thinking about that.
Probably about 4 hours, I think. But the way that I did it was that I would set a generation going, and I'm doing my work, and then I just, because I have a bunch of monitors, wait, see what the generation was, take a break from my work, do a little bit of tweaking, run it again, and then go back to work. So it wasn't too bad.
That is such a wild new paradigm to be able to put something together like that. Like usually it's full on, full bore, like attention, like pushing keyframes, getting meshes into place, getting cuts and color in. But like I can let it run in the background and just babysit it. That is such a paradigm shift in and of itself. Exactly. Like conduct away.
Yeah, so I would say probably I put about 4 or 5 hours in as well, and I was working in tandem with other things that I was working on at the same time. It would have taken a lot longer, but I built my own poor man's version of Flow using Google Colab, so that it will do much of the editing and the transitions and things. But yeah, I strongly encourage all of you to just play around and learn.
Around 16 hours.
Amazing.
That's incredible.
Hi, I'll just talk about the project. I'm Jeffrey Lando. Hey, we've been chatting. I did the one with the apple and the little girl, and it was really an experiment. I didn't actually make it. I made the platform that made it. So in this case, it was an experiment. I'm just testing it out. So I thought this is where Claude makes it. So I even just told Claude what this was and the topic appetite, and to make it 30 seconds, I think it was. Yep. And it just did that. And it took about 45 minutes for it to happen. It fully just took control of Proda, of the platform, and just wrote it and generated it and created the music and the voiceover and then edited it all and delivered it.
That's amazing.
And then I could iterate. You can give it notes and it'll change what you want. And
yeah, Jeffrey, talk to Jeffrey. He's, is it Jeff or Jeffrey?
Jeffrey, and by the way, just thank you for what you're about to say, but I'm gonna jump in, which is that there's a mention about the verticals and your mention about, which I've done, like this kind of adaptive, it doesn't want to go this way, I'll go that way. It's like an actor who's in improv.
Right.
But, as a professional filmmaker, that doesn't cut the mustard, as it were. Like you have to do what they tell you. It doesn't matter if the AI doesn't want to. You have to deliver the shot. So that's what I've been working on, is like really how to make it like not to adapt. Like it's my tool. I'm not its tool, And so, and we've been really successful. So like I'm working on literally verticals for a customer, and yeah, there are ways.
That's awesome.
That's cool.
I'd love to hear more. I was just going to say, Jeffrey has been building a really cool platform called Proda that you please talk to him about it. It's very, very interesting.
Okay. Mine is a little bit special because it's actually kind of embarrassing because I spent like 2 minutes on it.
But what a 2 minutes it was.
Yeah, I'll explain it later. So I did the Sam Altman eating spaghetti one. I'm happy that a lot of the audience here actually got the joke. For those who don't know, I think roughly 2 years ago when Stable Diffusion was at its very, very early stage, someone made this Will Smith eating spaghetti video, and then it was considered like the first like so-called AI slot, and people be joking about it, and I use it as an example of how AI generation video is so bad, and then it gradually turned into like a benchmark for latest model. I think last time I saw a model that used it like as an official marketing material, it was Google's Wheel Street, if I remember correctly. But yeah, because I have a reference video, so the prompting process for me is very different. I just describe what I have seen in the original video and then swap the character with Sam Altman. So that literally took 2 minutes, if you doesn't count like the generation time. But the funny part is, if you was here last time, I talked about how I use C-Dance 2.0 for my the last mission. For this one, I actually use Sora V2. Yeah.
Did you generate the last Sora 2 video?
That's what I try to go, because Sora is dying. OpenAI is shutting it down. It's gonna be ending like the platform servers by the end of this month, and the API is gonna be available for a little bit longer, but everything's gonna be gone by May. And because that's the case, the platform is dying, no one is using it. And there's visually no restriction on uploading like real people face and stuff. Where
It's a little scary.
Where Cdance actually has that, you cannot generate, there are workarounds, but you have to do like, you have to put like mosaic on people's face and then put like a separate photo as a reference. But you can't generate real people face on a lot of latest models, but with Sora, because it's going away, they relieved all the restrictions, and then I didn't have to wait in the line. I waited in line for like 2 hours for the Cdance one I made last time. For this one, like it's super fast, 30-second, boom, videos out.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and then in the email I sent to Mayumi, I say this is like a tribute to the old time, because first of all, hosting is a reference to the Stable Diffusion video.
Yeah.
Second of all, Sora 2 is going away. In the future, there will be like the only still in the market competitive video model, commercial ones nowadays. I guess it's just Gemini VO3 for the Western companies, and the rest, Kling, ByteDance, Pixelworld, they're all Chinese companies. Grok, well, I mean, they're moving there.
Yeah. LTX.
Yeah, LTX, but that's open source. Open source is a different topic, right? But yeah, so Sora 2 is going away, and this is one of the, I don't know, maybe one of the last few Sora videos out there. Luma is getting all the pictures, right?
No, actually, Luma has an incredible new image model, and I'm about to test it out quite a bit.
Right.
Luma as a video modification engine, I'm using that extensively in an AI VFX project right now. It's the one that's giving me the goods. So. Yeah, Beeble's cool too. I'm using that for relighting mostly and some quick composites, but. Yeah, there's a lot of fast movement happening. The Americans aren't out yet, and Runway has been doing a very smart pivot in bringing on Kling, bringing on Cdance 2 on top of their existing models too. So you've got this like infinite platform again under, they'll steer you towards Runway, of course, but you can test things out inside their own engine on different models too, which I think is a brilliant play. And there's still kind of like the cultural curator, especially with the Runway AI film festivals that they run as well, that are very big in the States. So it's all in flux, as we keep saying right now. So thank you, David. Appreciate it.
Well, actually, I want to add one more. Midjourney.
Okay, we're gonna move on now. Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Well, lastly, if you watch closely to the news, I think yesterday or the day before, they this new model on the chart, like on the top of the benchmark, actually surpassed Cdance 2.0. Happy Horse.
Yeah, I just heard about it today. So yeah.
Well, you don't really need to learn all the background, but judging by the name, you know who made it. Like it's not right. It's from another Chinese big evil company, Alibaba, and I'm not saying Anthropic and OpenAI and other like Western companies are good. They're all evil. They're just evil in different aspects.
They're different clothings of evil. Yeah.
Right. Selling user data versus like selling. You still, yeah, but
we're gonna move on to Daga.
Yeah.
I'll give it.
Thanks, David. Thank you so much.
Hi, my name is Daga. Mine was, I'll say, around 20 to 24 hours across 3 days, like this last weekend, like Friday.
It was the anime one.
Yeah, the last one. I did the last one. The more anime one, I'm more like pastel colors. So yeah, it was like 3 days 3 days, and yeah, that was it. It was like a sprint.
That's amazing. And there's such a stamp of creativity on it and such a unique look on it. It is super cool. All right. Anything else?
Mayumi did one too. I didn't get a chance. I usually love doing the videos, but I didn't get a chance this week. But Mayumi was representing for Tiny Ghost Studios. Tell us a little bit about your background before, and then what you were thinking about this.
I'm not an animator.
You are now.
I I wanted to be one very long time ago, and fell into operational finance. So that's actually my background. I've been in the animation games industry for going on 9 years, but I have all of these stories in my head. So these AI tools that have come out, started fiddling with them. Luke was playing with them, and I was like, that is so fucking cool. So yeah, I just have these ideas. And I also have a theory that every tool, like the prompting is a type of language. So if you can understand the language that the tool understands, then you can get better results out of it. So I tried to use exclusively like Nano Banana Pro for image generation, Kling for the animation, and CapCut for the editing and the audio. And I use Claude to help me with the prompting. I'll be like, research the best methods to prompt in Nano Banana Pro. This is what I'm trying to do. I use it to help me with my shot breakdown, so it knows what I'm trying to build, so it understands like the context of what the story is, and what, not just what I'm trying to bring out, but what's happening next. So I find that that's really helpful in kind of moving through the images, because it understands where the story is going. And Boop is a character that Luke actually made for our company a couple of years ago. He's our mascot.
Yeah, that was actually Dali, the original, kind of the OG of. I mean, Stable Diffusion might be the OOG, but
a close second.
Yeah, Dali, and that was like just when it came out. I designed Boop Doodle from there, and we've been using them ever since.
And we never made. We wanted to create a series of shorts with him, but we didn't because it was too hard to animate him, like even a year ago, maybe even 6 months ago. And so I was like, let's do it now.
Because there wasn't enough training data for a character of that proportions and stuff like that. But Kling 3 actually did really well. We tried it with VO3 previously, and it just couldn't do it.
Mm-hmm. And still, I had some issues with it. It didn't like the little curly thing on top of his head, so it kept removing that. And surprisingly, I didn't have any issues with like the graffiti on his body. It managed to keep that pretty consistent. And the chair, like there's a couple of things that I got stuck on. I think it took me maybe 10 hours from script to finish over the course of 2 days. So, yeah.
Great.
Amazing stuff. Well, it just goes to show that we learn so tremendously much in each time we even get to touch these tools, no matter how much experience that we come into it. Everything is changing. The methodologies are changing a lot. And our own sense of play is changing a lot, too. So give a hand to our prompt challenge people. Gather around for a photo. Michelle Diamond making us look good. Thank you so much, folks.
Thank you, everybody. Okay, so basically, if a lot of this I know could be confusing for some people, like even with, there are some things Kevin was talking about earlier that I was just like, I need to ask him about that later. Thankfully, we're good friends, so I can just be like, wait, what did you mean by this? But I think I just wanted to say that what we found out through, this was our first cohort that we had, and we're going to be doing a second one at the end of May. So if you're interested, come talk to me or Mayumi, and we'll be talking about it and throwing up Luma invites for everybody that's on the list already. But one of the things I just wanted to say is that learning by just doing your hands-on, having a bit of a community. We had a WhatsApp group that we would just chat and just go for it and help each other out. And there was things that Jeremy, his little tagline is brain the size of a planet, and it truly is. He's got so much technical knowledge, so sometimes, I'd be like, oh, how did you do this? So it's great to have a part of the community. It's great to just get your hands on and do it. So if you're interested in that, please talk to me or Mayumi.
Absolutely, and you've got another round of the Animation Accelerator coming up, so when you've got those details, we are absolutely going to broadcast that out to the nines. So, end of May. Word is born. All right, thank you, sir.